This is the last. Tapos na tayo. Meron kayong tanong? Okay, objectives, identify and describe the locations, functions, origins, and pathway of the CSF. Explain the structures and functions of the blood-brain barrier and blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier, and analyze how specific regions of the brain are protected from potentially toxic drugs or dangerous material. So this is the ventricles of the brain. Ang ventricles of the brain are the ones producing the CSF. Tama? So makikita niyo yung structure niya at saka yung position niya. It is important for you guys to know kung saan located si fourth ventricle, si third ventricle, si fourth ventricle. Kasi favorite question mo sa board. Okay? Including yung mga foramen. Mamaya, nadaan natin yun. So we have lateral ventricles. We have two. We have the left and the right. Okay? So the two ventricles are located within the cerebral, and it's here and it's roughly C-shaped. So yung position niya, yung kanyang tsura, parang C-shaped. Anterior body, tapos tribal, ito yung inferior. In between, hindi sila nagko-communicate. Meron silang septa. So yung para kay right lang, kay left lang. Magdidikit lang yung flow ng kwan, magsasama lang yung CSF sa third ventricle. So meron tayong tinatawag na septum pellucidum. So yun. So it isolates the left and the right lateral ventricle. So dito sa third ventricle sila magsasama. So yung third ventricle is a slit-like, vertical mid-like cavity of the encephalon. Communicates with the lateral ventricles via the interventricular foramen. Okay? Location, middle of brain between the right and left thalamus. Cerebral aqueduct of Sirius, it lies in the midbrain, about 3/4 inch, connects to the third ventricle with the fourth ventricle. It lacks choroid nexus. Okay? So it doesn't produce CSF. It's lined with ependyma and is surrounded by a layer of gray matter that is called cerebroid and blockade of which leads to hydrocephalus. Fourth ventricle lies between the cerebellum and the brainstem. It's a bell shape situated anterior to cerebellum and posterior to pons. Expresses CSF into subarachnoid space via the two lateral foramen and the central median foramen. So choroid plexus are the ones that produces CSF. Okay? It's a T-shaped vertical part. The T is the bone. Blood supply, choroidal branches of the internal carotid and vascular arteries, the veins drainage, internal cerebral drainage, which you know, brain, cerebral brain. Okay. So CSF. Tingnan nyo. Ang pressure ng CSF is 60 to 150 millimeters water. Sino mas mataas? Millimeters water or millimeters mercury? Mercury, tama. So yung pressure ng CSF sa brain, tututusin, mas mababa. So it also reflects yung pressure sa loob ng cranial vault. So kung meron kang bleeding coming from an artery, tapos ang blood pressure ng patient is 120/80, talagang pag-extra kasi. Kasi i-interpret yung pressure na yun will keep on moving out hanggang mag-equal yung pressure sa intravascular at saka extravascular. So talagang makikita nyo mag-build up ang blood pag meron kang arterial bleeding. So the appearance of the CSF is clear. The total volume is only 150 even if yung production mo is 500 ml per day. So nakakalitan palagi yan. And one thing to remember, walang neutrophils, lymphocytes lang. Pag merong neutrophils yan, anong interpretation? lung infection, meningitis specifically. So, ito ang function ng CSF. Cushions and protects the CNS, provides mechanical buoyancy, serves as a reservoir and assists in regulation of the contents of the skull, nourishes the CSF as the MS, removes metabolites from the central nervous system, and serves as pathway for pineal secretions to reach the pituitary gland. Ito na, nasa libro nito. Formation is 500 ml per day. Okay, ependymal cells, 200, or plexus, 300. Tapos, it only contains 150 per ml sa adult. 150 ml per adult. 2 to 3 times na kapalitan. So, continuous ang flow. Okay? So, dyan yung makikita na pag may any blockade on any part of the ventricles, nagkakaroon ng hydrocephalus, especially among kids. Kasi yung production masyadong marami. 500 ml per day. So parang 350 ang really absorb 3 times a day. 200, diba, 20 to 25 to 50 ml within the ventricular system and 100 ml within the subarachnoid space. For reflexus, this is the one that is producing the CSF. And then, ito na yung CSF circulation. Na-lecture ko na ito, no? Hindi ba? Okay, from the lateral ventricle, it passes through a foramen. Okay, interventricular foramen. Okay, yung nandun. Magkahiwalay ang left and right dahil dun sa septum pellucidum. Tama? Sa ilalim ng septum pellucidum, may opening. It goes into the third ventricle. That is the interventricular foramen. Then the third ventricle, itong sling-like structure ito. It goes down to the fourth ventricle through the aqueduct of Sirius. Okay? And then, from the fourth ventricle, dalawa ang opening na pupuntahan na. We have the lateral opening, foramen of Luschka, and then the medial opening is the foramen of Magenti. Okay? Now, saan pupunta si foramen of Luschka? Okay, the foramen of Luschka, siya mag-distribute papunta sa subarachnoid space. So makikita ninyo yung arrow, hindi yan dadaan dito sa gilid. Dadaanan niya yung formation ng septums ng brain. So, in between the septums and the brain, okay? Doon siya na-flow. So, susundan niya dito. Bago pa makakalabot dito sa sagittal sinus, 1/4 na reabsorb. So, yung 3/4, marireabsorb sa sagittal sinus. Okay, yung foramen of Magenti, ito naman, it goes down into the spinal cord. Ito na yung mga fluid na nakukuha natin pag naglulubat o nag-isipan ang anesthesiologist. So makikita nyo, any infection coming from the brain, pag-manifest din dito sa spine, pag tinusok ng anesthesiologist. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na lumbar tap. Okay, sa mga med-tech, di ba ina-analyze yun? Right? So, sa arachnoid space, it is reabsorbed by the arachnoid villi. Okay? Pupunta sa dural sinuses and some will go to the spinal veins. And then also, the lymphatics has something to do with the reabsorption of the CSF. It is located sa adventitial arteries and sa epithelium, pero very minimal lang ang pina-absorb. Memorize this by heart kasi isa rin sa mga favorite na question dito sa exams. Okay? Pag mo nang picturean, sinend ko na sa inyo yan. Hindi nga basa. Nasa kanya yan, nasa kanya, ano? Messenger? So, ito ang itsura ng arachnoid villi. So, makikita ninyo, CSF, okay, the CSF from the subarachnoid space it passes through the, excuse me. So, makikita nyo, parang one-way na track yan. From the subarachnoid space, it goes there, and then papunta sa baliktad natin, tinuturo ko, tama ko tinuturo ko. Cells. Anyway, ito na lang. Hindi ko maintindihan ito. Ito na lang. Ito yung sagittal sinus natin. Okay, this is the sagittal sinus. Ito yung subarachnoid villi. Hindi siya ganyan kalalaki. Maliliit lang yan. Parang very minute ang tsura nila. Pero pinalaki lang ulit sa diagram para lang emphasize yung flow. CSF, and then it goes to the subarachnoid villi, and then it builds into the sagittal sinus. Okay? Blood-brain barrier. Okay, ang blood-brain barrier is to describe it na mas madaling intindihin is it protects the brain from external sources. Okay? Hindi niya pababayaan mag-flow ng mga non-essentials papunta sa brain. Okay? Marami siyang parang security measures. Ito mga to. We have the tight junction, endothelial cells, pericytes, astrocytes, basement membrane. Each of them has their own function in preventing unwanted molecules or nutrients or medications that passes into the brain. Kagaya ng tight junctions. Yun. Okay? So, kagaya ng tight junctions sa mga ibang blood vessels, they prevent any passage of molecules that is way beyond their size. So, for example, protein, hindi siya pwedeng basta-basta makakapasok yan kasi malaki ang size ng protein. Okay? Kagaya rin itong red blood cell. Pansinin yung size ng red blood cell is too large for it to pass through. So, hindi makakalabas ng red blood cell. So, there are also other measures like endothelial cells, pericytes, astrocytes, food processes, and the basement membranes. Selective transport. Okay? So, pansinin nyo, may mga medications na binibigay tayo sa mga pasyente. Kahit na epidural anesthesia o nagbibigay ka ng antibiotic, hindi yan umaabot sa brain unless yung gamot na yun is still specified for CNS infection. So, makikita ninyo, compared sa blood-brain barrier, compared sa ordinary vessels, makikita ninyo, ito, ang galing pumasok ng mga molecules, substance molecules. Kasi, isa lang basically o kakaunti lang ang kanilang mechanism to regulate the inflow and influx, okay, of its contents. Sa blood-brain barrier, present palagi at it is very selective. So, selective permeability. The blood-brain barrier allows only certain molecules to pass through, such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, glucose, and certain essential nutrients. It blocks the entry of potential harmful substances, including toxins, pathogens, and medications. Protects by preventing entry of harmful substances from bloodstream. So, the blood-brain barrier helps maintain balance of ions, nutrients, and other essential molecules within the brain. Extracellular fluid ensuring optimal emission of neural function. So basically, it's more of the protection. There is also blood CSF barrier. So it also acts like a blood BBB. Pero ito naman, hindi siya ganun kasi strict compared sa BBB. Okay? They have endothelial cells which are fenestrated and have very thin walls. Okay? A continuous basement membrane surrounding the capillary outside of endothelial cells, scattered pale cells with flattened processes, a continuous basement membrane, and a colloidal epithelial cell. So functional significance of the barriers, they protect the brain and spinal cords from potential harmful substances, permeating gases and nutrients to enter the nervous tissue. So there are also three structures separate CSF from the nervous tissue. The pia mater, okay, the perivascular extensions, and the ependymal surface of the ventricle. So, ito yung parang pinaka-significant pagdating sa CSF at saka sa ventricles. So, in your presentation, you will be seeing cases like this. So, Hydrian aliens. So, makikita niyo yung mga fontanel, kailan magsasara ang anterior at saka posterior fontanel. Oo, nagsisilip sila sa ano. Ano yan? Saan medyo yan? Ang Brian, no? Okay. 8 to 12 months. So usually, ito mga hydrocephalic na ganitong presentation sa newborn. Okay? Kung may nakita kayo ng classmate nyo na lumalaki ang ulo, yabang lang yun, hindi yung hydrocephalus na. So bakit lumalaki ang ulo? Kasi nag-a-adjust sila, open pa ito. So it will accommodate yung increased pressure. So mag-open pa yan, wider, hanggang umabot sa ganito. Okay? So normal ICP is about 5 to 15. Tama. Kagaya na sabi ko kanina, yung IC bleed coming from arterial source, 80 to 120, masyadong mataas. So talagang mag-build up ang pressure sa loob. So in hydrocephalus, there's an increase of ICP due to the blockade of the CSF. So, yung pathway na to, from fourth ventricle down to the third ventricle, okay? Fourth ventricle down. Pag may blockade dyan, magkakaroon kayo na hydrocephalus. Karaniwan is the aqueduct of Sirius. Hindi naman actually na 100% na blockade. Kahit stenosis na. Kung hindi makakalabas yung supposed to be na really absorbed na 350cc, di ba? Maiipon yan at maiipon. Pag-compensate itong ventricular system mo sa taas above the aqueduct of Sirius, lalaki yan. It's going to exert pressure sa brain and the brain will eventually expand it. Ganon din ang mangyayari sa mga suture lines. So how do we solve it? We do a VP shunting. So, itong shunt na to, maglalagay kami ng tube inside the fourth ventricle. Okay? Pero kung mapapansin nyo, di ba ang sabi kanina, meron siyang septum pellucidum. Dok, bakit isa nalalagyan mo? Di isa lang, isa hindi. Makikita nyo, pinadahan namin sa third ventricle. Pwede kang pumasok third ventricle papunta sa fourth ventricle. Yung isa, iwanan mo kasi hindi naman obstructed yung foramen. Okay? So, mabababa pa rin sa third ventricle. Etong valve na to, nakalabas dito sa skull. Ang nakapasok lang yung tube papunta lang sa ventricles. Okay? And then, yung valve na dito sa labas, between the skull and the scalp. Ang point nun is, once na napapansin ng nanay na tumataas ang pressure, paano yung malalaman? Irita ko ng pasyente. Malaki ang fontanel nito. Pwede mong ipapump lang. Now, ito, pinapadaan namin dito sa likod ng tenga, and then papasok tayo dito sa skin. Hindi papasok sa chest yung tube, sa skin. And then pagdating dito sa subxiphoid, dito kami papasok. Ipapasok namin sa abdomen. Okay. The advantage, of course, is you're going to drain the build up ng CSF. The disadvantage is, what if nagkaroon ng cholecystitis eventually yung pasyente? Kasi for life yan eh. Or nagkaroon ng fractured appendicitis. So the risk of infection going up is high. Tama. So we are very careful sa mga ganitong pasyente. If patients have history na ganito, aggressive ang diagnosis nila. So kung may pasyente, may BP siya, nag-manifest ng bukang appendicitis, usually ang scan natin is ultrasound to then CT scan. Hintayin pa natin mag-manifest kung minsan. No, we don't wait for that. We subject the patient immediately for CT scan. para makita natin kung appendicitis na o hindi. Kasi ang pinaka-sensitive na diagnosis para sa appendicitis is still CT scan for the kids. Okay? May question? Natin ko. Okay. Magandang tanong yan. Magandang tanong. Hihiwain mo yung brain. Pag hiniwa mo yung brain, any part ng brain na sinaktan mo will eventually show deficit, motor or sensory deficit sa kung anong part ng hiniwa mo. Tama. Pag tinanggal mo yung barado, dinilate yung barado, sinara mo, bumalik yung barado, tubuksan mo ulit. So, ang principle dyan is lesser evil. Pag nabay ka ng tube, nalimutan mo. Tama. Maganda yung point mo. Sa ibang part ng katawan, that's good. Intestines. Meron ng tumor. It's blocking. Okay? So, ang galing mo, patuloy mo, pag-bigilin mo. Yung dinaanan mo, sinugat mong abdomen, paggaling yan after 1 month, normal ang function mo. Walang sensory or motor deficit. Pero ang brain kasi parang CPU. Portion of it is damaged. It will eventually manifest sa different part ng body, which never is being innervated. Tama. So, hindi pwede. However, if it is tumor, by all means, ibali ng gulay yung pasyente. Okay? As long as it can. Sabi ko nga sa iyo, patient will walk in 3 days. Hindi ko sinabi na pangalan na kaya. May question pa? Come guys, meron tayong 10 o'clock. Ibibigay ko ng 10 o'clock, mataas na mga pagbibigay. Question? Yes, please.